The first one that is usually overlooked is the landing zone. So the landing zones are essentially a scalable way of provisioning services in the Azure portal. And this is really important because this is going to allow you to not only adopt Microsoft Fabric, but also to be prepared to provision more services within the Azure environment. Many organizations overlooked this area, but essentially an Azure landing zone is a logical grouping of objects are going to allow you to scale your organization and to follow the best practices recommended by Microsoft when it comes to the cloud adoption framework. So as you can see, there is a lot of documentation about the Azure landing zones in the Microsoft documentation, but essentially, if I can give you an example, you can download this diagram, and it's going to allow you to have a good baseline on structuring and provisioning services within Azure. And why is this important? Because when you provision the Microsoft Fabric capacity, you're going to provision it in the Azure portal. It's not going to be provisioned in Office 365. You will have to go to the Azure portal and provision the service in there. You can see here as well that we have an example of having different management groups that is logical containers of different subscriptions. And then within each subscriptions, basically, you're going to assign different capabilities. There is many ways of doing this. You have to find the right way for your organization. But essentially, a good example that I can show you in our own tenant is that we have grouped services and subscriptions in different management groups. And this gives you a different level of security and access, because you could be assigning access at the management group level, at the subscription level, or the resource group levels. Many ways of slicing and dicing this one, but it's usually overlooked when provisioning Azure services. And remember, Microsoft Fabric capacity, it is an Azure service. So go and have a chat with your sysadmins and come up with initial design for your organization. It doesn't have to be as robust as the example that you get in the Microsoft documentation, but I usually recommend go and download this visual diagram from the Microsoft documentation, and this is a good starting point before you go and start provisioning Microsoft Fabric capacities and so on.